YouTube, it is I again. It's been such a long time since I've gone out and did a video, but we've got the Canik here, the TP9SFx, and we're going to be doing some trigger work to it. And I picked up something from Freedom Smith, as you can see. And let's open this up and see what we got. We got a Freedom Smith, I think it's a Fat Daddy trigger. We're going to install it on the Canik. So let's take a look at this thing. I can get it open. It's a good looking trigger. Looks like this could be a nice little add-on to the Canik here. Got the trigger safety. Comes with the roll pin. Anodizing looks good. Spring. So the first thing is of course taking apart this. Now you've had your Caniks long enough, you should know how to pull them apart. So we get down to this, and there are 4 pins that need removed. Now I'm a lefty, but I went ahead and switched mine back over because after years and years of playing, I think it's, instead of going from here, I think it's easier just to pull my finger off and pop it, and I still am able to keep on target. So, but there are 4 pins that need removed. You got 1, 2, 3, and underneath the takedown is a pin right here. I don't know, but my lighting sucks as usual, but there's a pin right here that we're gonna have to pop out. And that's actually the first pin you get to pop out. You pop that out so you can take down this, or take this off. So that's what we're gonna do first. I'm trying to keep in frame here so you guys can see this. So I still ain't got shit for camera, so, but that's what we're gonna have to pop out first. They don't make it too easy. So let me get some of my things in. We just use this. Tape will be fine. All right. Out here. Thing's been through the woodwork. My God, the thing's been beat up. That's what we're gonna do. Can't really give you a good view of it because she's moving. Alright, good. Well, I can barely see the damn thing. She's coming, but man, that's a crappy angle to have to put something like that on there. See if I've got something else maybe I can hit it with. Yeah, that'll work. Good now. I don't like how that is hard to get to. It's not my favorite thing to do. Let's just go ahead and put that in there for right now. But once that's removed, these pieces should pop right off pretty easy. Should. Key question. Oh, she go by. There it is. Hold your finger down on that because that's going to pop out if you do. Pull it out. This will come out. And there's a spring under there. You got to make sure you get that too. I'd go ahead and put that spring back in here, just so you don't lose it. Alright, so now that you got that out, we can go ahead and remove 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Get you a couple punches. That's too big. Maybe, see if we got a little bit better sized one here. I think that's still too big. Let's go ahead and use this one here. Okay. This one here. Go ahead and pull those out. It's still a little tight. Go ahead and get those down in there a little bit more. Oh, it's still in there pretty good. There she went. Two, and then of course the roll pin in the back. Holds the sear and all the trigger device back. Where'd you go, Punch? Where's my little bitty guy? 1, 2, 3. There. That's too small. Alright, now we got all three. 1, 2, 3. And the one in here, which sucked because it's so freaking small. You gotta be very careful. As you can see, because I didn't have a long enough punch that was small enough, it kind of marred that a little bit. And let's see, did it do any damage to the... Might have flared that a little bit, but other than that, I mean, it doesn't look like it's hurt. So but now that we got that stuff out, let's just slide this over so we don't lose anything. And now we're going to want to take the block out. But when you take the block out, you got to remember there is a spring right here that holds down the slide release. Okay, so when you start pulling that out, it's going to that spring's going to move, so remember that. Mine's going to be a little tight. Okay, and it is actually very tight, the block is. real tight. There we go. Slowly but surely, you're just going to work it out. It's good to have picks and stuff like that to help too. Certain picks have a little bit better angle. As you can see, this one here I'm able to use to rock the block out slowly. There's the block. Set that right here. And there's that spring I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, well, you can see it. So see how it's got a little hook to it? And inside that, we're going to put that right there. And that. If you look right here, there's a hole where that goes into. Let me see if I can get a little bit better light. Pushed over here. You can barely see it, but there is a little hole right there that spring will sit in. Good lighted angle here, right there. But okay, now that those two pieces are out, we got the block, the slide release, the little spring, and everything looks good still. Now we're going to take out the trigger and the sear and all that fun stuff, everything that's back in the back here. Okay, now this should all come out together. Okay, so just find your way to get a hold of it. See how easy that was? It just started to pop right out, and then the trigger will come out too. We're done with the frame for right this second. We can set that off to the side, and then you can see how the trigger bar comes off of the spring. It's just hooked in there. You're just going to want to drop it down and just get the angle to where it releases it. Come on, little guy. Come on. There we go. And you can see how this has got a little bit of a hook to it. It hooks into the spring, and the spring you're just going to leave sit right in there. Don't even worry about it. All this just set off to the side. Alright, and here's our trigger bar and our trigger. Okay. Now the pin you want to pop out is this pin right here. Okay. Right here. And that's what's holding this to the trigger bar. The other pin holds in the safety. Okay. So that's what we're going to pop out. Now I want to keep it in there, so I'm going to pop it from this side, and that way it'll stay on in the trigger. So, and these are roll pins. See if my roll pin punch will work. Looks like it will. Sorry if you guys can't see this real well, but I should have popped it there. And there's our bar. I left the pin in there. I might even go ahead and just push the pin back in because I can always pop it back out. I'm going to put this back in the Fat Daddy box here, so I know I have it. Okay, so make sure it fits in there. And that way I have my factory trigger still around. So now we've got our Fat Daddy trigger here, and we're going to be putting it back on the bar. Okay. And it's going to go on just like so. So we're going to put it in like this. Okay. I'm going to make sure we line it up good. Seems like it kind of doesn't have a lot of area to play, so which is good, but I'm going to hammer this down just a bit to get that started. About where I need it. There's two ways you can do it. You can press it down or hammer it. We just want to get it started right now. To where it's coming down. I'm starting to see the pin pop through the base here. So get her lined up. There we go. Now we're ready to go. Alright, then I'm going to take my punch. This is a roll pin punch. It's got a little knob at the end and it'll fit right in that little hole. And there we are. Bad Daddy trigger on. Everything's flush on this side, flush on this side. Little safety's working. Now we're ready to put it back onto the spring here. You're going to find the little hole, you're going to line it up, you're going to lock it in like I just did so. And there it is. If you've ever replaced a trigger bar on a Glock, it's basically the same damn thing. And now we're going to go ahead and line everything back up, drop it back in. Make sure it all fits. Get the trigger down in there. And it is. And there's what she's going to look like. So far, so good. Alright, there it is. Popped into place. Now I want to go ahead and seat that. So I'm going to go ahead and find the roll pin for it. Put all this back in there because I don't want to lose it. Go ahead and get it started. I'm going to get my roll pin punch. Drive it on home. That's flush. That's not all the way in there though. There they go. They're countersunk a little bit. It's locked up with that side and that side. So this is in locked. Okay, so we've got that. Alright, we're doing pretty good right now. Alright, next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead, remember this spring here? Okay, we want to put this in place like so. Alright, we want to get our spring. Alright, get it in that hole, swing it around so it rests on the release there, which it is. I want to get my block. Alright, this end goes towards the front, this end towards the back. Get this block back in place. You want to try to come in at the top, angled a little bit, but it can be a little tricky. Okay, so you get it in there. If I get my eyes open. Like I said, it was tight. So it's going to be tight going back in. Okay. Trying to keep that pin down while doing that in there. That way it keeps that pin in place. And there you go. See, that pin is still in place. You want to make sure it stays in place because you need that. That's for that tension. Alright, which it popped right off. There it is. I wonder why that sits like that. I don't like that, to be honest with you. Let's look at this again. I want to make sure it's lining up correctly. that pin. That's in there, good. Good. Take the pin, get it in the hole, roll it over. Okay. Trigger bar is in. We got the release in. Let's go ahead and put the block back in. Okay, I see what it is. Now once the pin goes in, once we get the trigger and everything lined up with the pin, we're golden, okay? Because that'll help keep pressure on the pin right there and the all the pieces. That lined up. Just gonna put something in here to help line everything up. Take my punch, push this up a little bit, or my what is out of alignment there? Okay, that's out of alignment. That needs to go up. So we can get a punch in here. There we go. Now everything's coming into alignment. Yeah. And now we're going to get our pin, which is our big boy here. And I'm just going to slowly walk it in. And it's going to eventually drive that out. Okay. There we go. Take a punch here. Take it down flush. A little bit more. Just a little. There. We'll play at that in a second. Alright, next we're going to get this and this put back in. Okay. Remember, this has the spring, goes in. Just push it in there. Alright. This towards the back. Like so. Push it down. Get it lined up eventually. A little bit lower. There we go. Alright, now you gotta be careful. You can flip these. Alright, one, it can be higher or lower. You want it to stay low. Okay, well, I don't think it'll work right. Put our other piece in. There we go. And here's our pin. Little bitty guy that sucked, to be straight honest with you. That's going to be a pain in the ass to get, so let me get some small needle nose. To get it started. And yeah, like I said, going to be a little bit of an ass. See if which side's flared. No, it's going in right. Try this side. Okay. Now, getting that put back in place is going to be the challenge. I thought, well, what if I try to press it in, but I don't think that's going to work right. So it's getting the angle and seeing if I've got a punch that's flexible enough to do something like that. But for right now, let's just see if we can. We got a little bit hammered in there. Now the rest is just pressing it in. But we can work that on a second. Let's just go ahead and push this one in. A lot of punches. Can never have too many. Okay, now that that's in, now we can work on this. Now what I was thinking is maybe if I put a little tape just around here to help keep any unwanted marks. That actually worked pretty well, but I did gouge that a little bit. Oh well. As long as it still functions like it's supposed to, it does. Now we'll take a punch and just try to drive her home. But see, the problem is you got to push down on this to get that angle. Because of that being on a spring. So but we've succeeded. It's in there. Now we've got everything back together. Marred it a little bit, but you know what? It's a pistol. It's going to get banged up and boozed up. Who gives a shit? Can always fix that if I need to, but it ain't going to affect the pistol at all. That was an easier way to get in there than trying to drive it home, but ain't nothing a little knife can't fix or trim that little loose stuff up. If anything, I'll tell you what, it's going to make it easier to get to that pin if I have to. That's for sure. It's not weakening anything. Just a little thought. If you want to do something like that, you can. Look at that. I just made an easy way to get to that pin if I ever need to. So, but let's put the slide back on and see how it feels. Now, I can only tell you, something's not lining up right. Trigger's in there good, takedown's in there good. something is causing an issue. Maybe not. Okay. It's just catching right there. So we've got it on. Well, look. That keeps popping off. You notice that? Is that backwards? I don't think that's backwards. Yeah, something's weird. I think I put that on backwards. Could have swore this went backwards. But, I'll tell you what, let me verify. I'll be back. Okay, so yeah, that was my mistake. Make sure you put that in right. I didn't. So I pulled it off real quick and flipped it off camera. So, but other than that, the installation's fairly easy if you're comfortable with working on your own guns. Besides this pin being a pain in the ass, that's it. And when I went to push it out, I used that little notch that I made, and I'll tell you what, it worked actually pretty good. It came out real easy. So let's see what the feels like. So we're cocked and locked. You know, it's clear, of course. And here we go. See how easy that is? See how light? Okay, now let's push it without the safety depressed. Seems like it's holding pretty good. I'm putting some pressure on it, trying to get it to pop. It ain't popping, it's holding. And as you can see underneath here, the safety looks like it's engaging the wall of the firearm pretty well. Trying to get it to... Nope, it's engaging it. But once released, real crisp, feels good. There's hardly any take up. You're at the wall. Look, see, at the wall right off the bat. Boom. Reset is quick, very short. So yeah, all in all, man, it's a pretty nice trigger. I'll tell you what, it feels good. All right, so definitely a nice little upgrade. There's not many out there for the Caniks, so that's definitely a nice little an upgrade. The trigger feels good. It's machined well. It's smooth. Anodizing looks good. The safety works good. Seems to be holding quite well. Now, I mean, of course, if you're going to be banging it up on that, eventually you're going to wear down the safety in the polymer behind it. So, but anybody that shoots knows you only put your finger on the trigger when you're prepared to fire. So, other than that, tools you need, you might need some of these. That's always nice. Punches, of course. I would recommend picks. Picks are always good. Fairly simple installation. 1, 2, 3 in the small one at the bottom. That notch works out pretty good to help get the pin out, because that is a very hard pin to get to unless you've got some kind of angled punch or something like that. You know what, even maybe a pick would have worked pretty good. I'm not sure, maybe like this pick here. But then remember, that's a roll pin, so you're going to end up jamming your pick into the hole. It could cause it to be even harder to get out. So I'll clean this up, make it look kind, make it look good and all that. Other than that, I haven't used this much since I've got it. I've gone out and probably put about 300, 400, 500 rounds through it. And then again, I haven't done much in the last year firearms related due to work and life, but I'm going to try to get a little bit more involved, getting some more videos out and stuff. I know I said that last time, but things happen, and like I said, I'm a busy guy, so, but I've went ahead and picked this trigger up, and I figured let's go ahead and shoot a video on doing the install of it. And other than that, I do like it. It feels good. It's I think it'll work well during competitions for sure, if you shoot competitions. If it's, I mean, you see how easy that reset is. I mean, it's short. It take-up's non-existent almost. So that's it. That's the Freedom Smith Fat Daddy trigger for the Canik TP9. Freedom Smith makes a wide variety of Fat Daddy triggers for a bunch of different guns. This took a while to get due to the fact that they're pretty busy apparently, and getting them cut and made and all that stuff took a little bit of time. But as soon as they went up on the site, I went out and ordered one real quick, and you can only get them through eBay, I believe. So, but other than that, I think it'll be a good little addition to this Canik TP9. I think eventually I'm going to just throw like a Venom or a Viper on there and see how that goes. Trying to see if there's any other stuff out there to do some work on these. Kind of getting away from the Glocks right now and trying other firearms. So I think I'm going to look at some other things to pick up and see how I like those too. So if you like the video, give me that thumbs up. Subscribe, that's always nice. I appreciate it. YouTube's gotten kind of weird in the past year related to gun related videos. I've had to back up all my videos that I've put up in the past just because I want to make sure if they do go down and get removed, I can throw them up on maybe like Utah Gun Exchange or something like that. They've got a new website that's got videos and stuff on it. There's not many other places that you can do video hosting. I'm not a big go out there and show videos of me shooting, but I like doing these kind of videos that help show how to put something together or build something or upgrade something, or aftermarket parts, blah blah blah. I mean, just look at my past videos of other things I've done. So, but like I said, if you do like the video, give me that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Subscribe, that's always appreciated. Other than that, I hope you all have a good day.